All right, and the last video we're gonna react to is Summrs Last Chance. I was actually thinking about this the other day, if I was gonna make a video on it, but I didn't want to, start any beef because you know how it goes. When I say something, people are gonna get all mad. But really, it's just facts. So we're gonna let him say it, and then I'm gonna give my opinion. But it was in the title. We're gonna say I reacted to someone else's opinion. Okay, so Summrs Last Chance. I think this is definitely relevant because the last couple of projects people weren't really messing with. I actually liked Stuck in My Ways a lot, especially the second half of the album. Even though a lot of people say like Fallen Raven was just goated, whatever, but I think some of the songs on Stuck in My Ways were like peak Summrs. I didn't mean to play hard rock right there, but Pilates or Baby Blue G-Wag, like it's almost Plug-in B, but like a little bit more mainstream or pop. He was killing it. The Plug-in B, as we've discussed, like people just, more casual listeners don't really, it feels weird or it sounds weird, plug type beats, because they think that the artist is rapping off beat. You can go talk to your normie friends. It's a fact. So that's why I always said Plug-in B like may not ever hit mainstream, but if you like add a little bit more mainstream flair to it, it definitely can, because all it is R&B, but with just a plug beat. So like R&B is obviously a huge genre. Plug-in B is just like kind of underground. So with that being said, all the last couple of projects, people are questioning to see if he can actually make it out. He signed a 10K projects. And so there's, more resources and money behind him to do promo. He doesn't really do Instagram or any of those types of promo because he does have a pretty strong cult fan base, at least when it comes to underground rappers, because he is one of the GOATs when it comes to this era. Like a lot of these underground rappers wouldn't be here if Summrs wasn't here. He's been out here since like 2017, 2018 doing this thing. But the last project, Ghost, I will have to say, like that shit was low key trash. And yeah, it hasn't had much conversation since. It might have the streams, but the labels, they know how to playlist and all this. I've seen it. I've been involved, or not like I wasn't doing it, but like songs that I have a interest in. Like I see the numbers going up and I'm like, what the fuck? We didn't do that. We haven't even started the campaign yet. So let's see what he says.
Humans, like any other living beings, are often faced with the concept of last chances. These opportunities represent the final moments to make amends, rectify mistakes, or seize a fleeting opportunity. Last chances hold immense significance as they can determine the course of one's life or relationship.
What?
They serve as reminders of the fragility of time and the importance of making the most of every opportunity.
Drop it.
Whether it is a chance to apologize, forgive, or pursue a long-held dream. Humans are often compelled to reflect on their actions and decisions, learn, grow.
Summrs, okay.
Famous artist from
I didn't want to get copyrighted.
Lafayette, Louisiana, but some could say he's based in Houston. He rose to fame in like 2020-ish for essentially creating his own subgenre, which stemmed from R&B and hip-hop rap. Around this time, he was also known to be involved in a lot of drama. But one thing was for sure, he could make some really unique, good-sounding music. Of course, like any other artist, Reno has had a lot of hit singles in the underground/SoundCloud rap scene, which TikTok would help boost. But what he's really talented at is making these great, meaningful projects. From Bear World 2, Devotion, Isolation, Nothing More, Nothing Less, What We Have, and many more. All these projects have a special place within underground rap fans' heart. But recently, Mr. Summrs, aka Reno, has been on a dry spell. He really can't seem to hit the mark when it comes to these new projects or bodies of work. Something is just missing. He would drop the project Intoxicated after leaving industry plant mogul Victor Victor. This project was a little slow and left a sour taste in some fans' mouth. Pause. But right after, he would drop a mini EP 3 months after Intoxicated, What We Have. He picked it right back up in pristine, amazing fashion. I cannot tell you how amazing this EP is. Such a legendary piece of work. So legendary that I adopted the instrumental of the song Cut So Deep and implemented it as background music for every one of my videos. He hit the nail right in the coffin with this one. Months after this big debut, he would drop Nothing More, Nothing Less. Another amazing project, which seemed like a completed, more extended version of What We Have. Great receptions from the fans. Summrs literally had the underground back in his hands after that Intoxicated project. 2022, almost a year later, Summrs drops Fallen Raven, a more hood-style approach to his music.
And people love that. I thought it was great too. I think I gave it like a 9 or something.
Music, you know. Fallen Raven, which was like 4 mini projects that got turned into one. Not as good as what we have in Nothing More, Nothing Less, but still better than Intoxicated. Personally, me, I really enjoyed that project, but I'll admit it's not his best work. Now, February 2023. This is where stuff gets a little bit rough. Summrs drops another project, this time in the form of an album. He
still thought it was great.
Really wanted this one to chart since he was with the label at this time. The project was, well, pretty mid and not very memorable. Remember, mid doesn't mean bad.
Man, so many people, I don't know if it's not, we talked about this with Trippie Redd and Uzi and everybody, like if you don't make exactly what people want, and I'm back and forth on this too, so like I don't know what's the best route for an artist to take, but if it's not strictly plug and be, or if it doesn't have like the genres that they're known for, then the album's just not going to do well. It's going to have a lot of mixed opinions because fans want a certain like song from you. However, I think that if you bring an open mind, you never even heard Summrs or any of his music prior, like it was actually pretty good, at least the second half of the album. But then Ghost, he ran more with like that street route that was on Fallen Raven and the beginning of Stuck in My Ways, but people weren't really feeling that and they wanted the plug and be. So then he dropped a plug and be song on SoundCloud and people really like that. I don't know. I like plug and be, don't get me wrong, but I don't like, it's similar to the Trippie Redd album. I can't listen to that strictly like 20 songs. It's not my thing. I like it in small doses, like the little perky.
Mid just means like decent, you know. It got mixed reviews from fans. It actually got really close to being number 1 on Apple Music. He made it to number 7 on the Apple Music charts, which isn't bad at all. This is all because of the huge support and fan base that he has. And one thing about Summrs, his fans are 100% fully transparent. They are not afraid to tell Mr. Reno how they truly feel. Now it's 2023, Summrs would announce his new album, Ghost, and he would tell his fans that this project was going to be a little bit more hard-hitting and not plug and be at all. Whatever, it's okay. Summrs' harder-hitting music.
He definitely experimented on it. Like he had different types of beats and flows, but I wasn't sure if it was executed as well. Like it was it sounded like Youngboy in a way, like really changing up the flows where he was too far outside the box that the fans were even ready for.
It's cool. No, then he drops the tape and it's extremely disappointing. The tape seemed like really rushed and had a ton of filler tracks. Fans would leave
I think I gave that project a 3.
Comments under Summrs' Instagram telling them how they didn't enjoy the tape, which led to Summrs blocking the accounts of anybody leaving rude comments. The only good thing that would come out of this situation is a song by the title Free Do / Can't Do It. Amazing song, which I think is one of Summrs' deepest tracks. I actually made a video on it, check it out. Now, after this, Summrs would promise to fans and longtime supporters a new plug and be project titled What We Have To or What We Don't Have. Could this be the solution to all of Summrs' problems? Could this be Reno's last chance to prove himself? The project hasn't released yet, but fans have really high hopes. This could be Summrs' last chance to save his own career and the dying subgenre, now microgenre that is his baby, plug and be.
I think that Summrs, and this is not to be a Debbie Downer, but he might be like a Lucky type figure where he will kind of stay in this, like one of the largest artists in the underground scene, but never really make it to the mainstream. Again, I think he has the potential to. I just don't know if the fans, since he has this such deep catalog of like plug and be and more underground music, like Stuck in My Ways, I think Pilates could have made it to the Billboard if it was pushed correctly. I'm not saying they did it wrong, because it just wasn't the right time. Like you can't expect to have a major hit on your first sign or like at his level unless you're industry planted. But yeah, I don't know. Like he might have to just chill, and he's still making good money. So there's really no point to, or a necessity to go big time, like on Billboard all the time, like selling 100K records. But in due time, maybe like 4 or 5 years down the line, maybe he's going to continue to cultivate his fan base and then figure out the right promotion strategy where they actually put money into it. Because I definitely know that his label might be doing things with playlisting and whatnot, but they're not putting money, and this might have to do with his management. They're not really putting money into promoting funny antics and whatever, like Yeet on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Like they're not really doing much on that end, and therefore the narrative kind of runs with whatever the fans are saying. So if there are mixed opinions on the project, like that's the only thing there. But if you have like the promo where it says like this project is amazing, you get a bunch of Twitter accounts to do that, like it might manipulate the narrative to go elsewhere, and then more fans will be more open-minded to it's a great project, you know? So yeah, I don't know if it's his last chance. I just think that he's going to continue being at the same level, might grow slowly, but all his songs do numbers compared to every other underground rapper, right? He's just always been like one of the OGs of this SoundCloud scene, of SoundCloud 2.0. But y'all let me know, is this his last chance? I kind of disagree with that.